guys, I did my hair like the Hallmark women tonight.
Looks very nice.
Where they don't listen. As someone that was a hairdresser for like 5 years, the hairdressers at Hallmark need to do something about doing these ladies' hair. Because what they do is, I get why they do it. They just ringlet the crap out of it and then they just leave it because they assume it's going to fall through the day. No, this needs to happen to the women's hair. Because then it's softer. And then it's like, oh,
look at the transformation happening on
like it's an immediate.
I think it's amazing in Hallmark movies when they wake up and they're fully made up and their hair looks perfect. But I also think it's amazing in Remark because you look like you just woke up. So
whoa! Play the opening.
It's been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching cheesy holiday movies. You think that you're above them, but you know that you love them. So get ready to listen. Now here comes Kevin and Kristen. Oh yeah.
There he is.
Hey, welcome back to week 3, baby, of Remark. I'm one of your hosts.
Week 4, right?
No, it's week 3. Calm down, Mike. It's week 3.
Oh, okay. I feel like I've watched at least 4 weeks.
This still looks so stupid. Hi, I'm one of your hosts, Chris Finger. How are you?
I am one of your hosts, Kevin Reagan. How are you? And
I am a third host and button pusher extraordinaire, Mike G. Chris, can you do the thing that I hate now also with women's hairstyles where they pull just to like straight? Oh God.
Here it comes.
It's hard because the rest of your hair is curled too, but like
no. We can make it happen, Mike. For you. And then what they do is they'll put this behind there, this behind there.
Why is that popular?
This is just here.
Yes, that's it. Keep that.
Do you want me to do that too, Mike?
Here you go.
No, ball guys.
I don't understand. I'm not built for this beauty. Kevin, why don't we? I can't wait. I'm not gonna lie. This weekend was fun.
It was a fun weekend, without a doubt. So you want me to tell you what I did my weekend? I went to New York City.
No, we don't care about that.
No. So we had. Yeah, I want to see how many plot plops we can count this week, and I never took count.
But we reviews for this week.
We did start off with my Christmas guide on what used to be called Movies and Mysteries, and currently is Miracles of Christmas. So there you go. So those of you celebrating Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or anything else, I guess
you're included.
Yeah, there's another channel apparently for you, but so Miracles of Christmas apparently we have. This movie, after losing his eyesight, a college professor adopts a seeing eye dog from a guide dog trainer. As they all begin to spend time together, his confidence returns and his heart begins to open.
Oh.
Directed by Max McGuire, who directed Christmas by Design. Remember last week? Remember? And The Most Colorful Time of Year.
Kevin loved it.
I did love Most Colorful Time of Year. I did not like Christmas by Design. And written by Keith M. Street, who also wrote Most Colorful Time of Year. We have Amber Marshall from Heartland. And if you can believe it, she was in the 2002 Christmas Shoes movie with Rob Lowe a long time ago. And Ben, somebody help me.
Ben Merrill.
Who you may remember, know from the You series.
Yes.
So I think it's important at the very top to mention Ben was diagnosed with a rare genetic form of macular degeneration called Stargardt's disease while in college and currently has very low vision. He told Authority magazine, "My vision deteriorated to the point where I could no longer read normal sized text or recognize faces." So Ben, playing this character, obviously Ben also has a vision
impairment.
There you go.
I think that was the best choice that they could have made, obviously, when casting something like this. Like, don't
I think so far this year, Hallmark has been very much, we saw the young woman, the young girl really in Christmas by Starlight.
Yeah.
So far we have seen like representation, which is nice, as opposed to being like, oh, play this part.
Right.
No Al Pacinos, no Son of a Woman in this one.
No Son of a Woman in this one. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I loved this movie because there was the dog.
That's it. Full stop.
Because I don't know if I loved the movie. I mean, look at Max and look at her stalking this school.
Yeah.
Why?
It's a weird stalking moment. Not just the dad, but the daughter at her school. Like, this should have sent up some alarms.
I just don't understand. Like, I work with dogs that I'm training for people.
Yeah.
The moment you spot like walking cane, like I don't know.
Client. How do you advertise for that?
I think she thought he was hot from the start and was like, meow, let me date this guy.
Yeah, possibly. Well,
Wow.
she is dating someone. She's dating Chad, who is a-hole. Here he is, a-hole number one. There are 3 a-holes.
We should be counting a-hole boyfriends just like we do.
We should.
Deaths.
Yeah.
Or plop-plops.
This guy takes the cake. Let me get their real name, because they are amazing. We follow them now on Instagram because
they did such a good job, because it's okay. There's like an art to being the bad guy while still being like where you literally get the people at home to hate you so much.
Scene 1, Justin Nurse is their name. Scene 1, I was ready for this guy to be punted. I was like, you're done.
I can't believe it lasted as long as he did in their relationship.
Almost 2 years, but keep in mind, he's getting a lot of manly relationship advice from PJ, Chainsaw, and Dudash. So
listen, have you guys seen, I hope you have, the Finetastic? Sure. Film Fantastic. Summer School that has the character Chainsaw in it. That is all I pictured him talking to.
Wildly different. Yeah. That Chainsaw. Well, maybe. Yeah, that's
Chainsaw like grown up a bit.
Listen, if Summer School is canon in the Hallmark universe, that would make me real happy. It really would.
Like, has Mark Harmon done, like, has he seems like a Hallmarky sort of.
As Hoops. He's got to show up as Mr. Hoops.
Right.
And I'm down. Chris, Mike, erase this part. We're writing that.
1987 film. Yeah, keep going. Move.
Oh,
He's really good.
Fantastic. Get the hell out of here. So I do want to bring this up because Trevor, the male lead, Ben Mayhill's character Trevor, obviously has vision issues, and this is him picking his daughter up at school. Like, obviously he's very capable in his problems right now, and they've come on recently. I think they've also come on within the past 2 years, which I'm just putting together. Like, I think he had said it was the past 2 years that things got really bad. So in the time she's in a relationship, he's, it's like there's this vortex that, the Chad, I don't want to say X, that's a spoiler. But the thing that amazed me was there's campus construction happening where Trevor teaches. And here it is here. Now, first of all, I think we've talked about this before. I produce safety videos. That's my actual job. And this scaffolding goes to nowhere in the world. Like, there's nothing there.
It's holding the cone,
amazing.
Kevin.
Chris?
That's amazing.
It's all it's doing is that, which again, OSHA would shut this down in a heartbeat. But beyond that, it's so nonsensical. And then he walks into that cone. But I do want to point out, even though I work in safety, every time I see a cone anywhere in the world, this is what I do with. There it is. That is one. Look, I did this at my brother's wedding. Here, that is what I do. If I see a traffic cone, I pick them up and I do.
And he hit it.
Kevin, I am so surprised you didn't Photoshop yourself on the other side of this cone.
If I was not in New York this weekend, that would have been on our Instagram.
My favorite part of this screenshot is the closed captioned, down at the bottom.
I didn't realize I left the closed caption on when I capped it.
So good. Oh
Yeah.
my God. That's literally, oh boy. Also, like, that guy was like, well, I put the cones down. I did a really good job with my cone work. He did not. If you go back to that other photo, it's just willy-nilly cones.
Not
like, what I'm pointing like people can see.
Well, and the one spot that the cones are where he can walk right over.
But there's that one over on the right that everyone will trip over.
Yeah, which doesn't block. There's nothing happening over there. It shouldn't be there. But I don't want to get too lost into the cones other than to say, at first, obviously, I was like, is this Foreman a-hole number 2? And he is not, because he took the blame. Yeah. He was really cool. At first, he said, didn't you see? And he immediately was like, I'm sorry. And he says, I have to do better. I'm sorry. And it was like, he did not pass the buck. He took the blame. You know, he said, can I get you ice? Can I walk you inside? Like, the guy was, I mean, obviously, he was also trying to mitigate a lawsuit. But a-hole number 2 shows up almost immediately after. And that is Dr. Shaw, the dean of the school, who basically wants to fire him.
Unbelievable.
What in the hell?
But I don't get it, because he says it like 3 times in the movies. Like, I just think you should take a break.
Yeah. Take some time off while we're doing construction.
All the construction.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're going to literally, like, HR, hello. You're going to tell your blind employees to get lost because you're doing construction?
I think we can HR like a CB radio with
the Santa Claus, they do that.
So you have HR and OSHA are showing up to shut the school down, man. Things are not looking good.
Unbelievable.
But that's not going to matter. We haven't even gotten to the dog adoption, but we can fast forward through much of this. I do want to say,
please,
the first 2 movies, and we'll talk about the second one when we get to it too, would 100% fail the Bechdel test. This one, greatly so. So we have Kate, her friend Kate, who her entire purpose is to point out that Chad is not a good boyfriend, and immediately that Trevor would be a good boyfriend the second he comes into it. At no point is there any other conversations between Kate and what was her name? I forget. Isn't that terrible?
Peyton.
Yes, Peyton. Right. So yeah, this is a Bechdel test fail. I felt personally that the 2 of them had really good chemistry. I liked the "you smell very nice" scene.
Loves that.
It was goofy and weird.
Well, that's it. I think they played in. I feel like they may have even been able to play into it even further, of just that it was like, what a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's not, because it could be. Like, honestly, to me, it was beautifully written, because he can't say, oh my gosh, you look really pretty.
Of course. Yeah.
He can say, you smell really good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's the same type. It's exactly the same compliment.
Yeah.
It's just using the senses he can use. And I thought it was really, really sweet. And I thought they acted that little moment pretty cutely.
They used, again, we talked about this with hockey, not having enough hockey. And then, in my opinion, with Mystic Christmas, they used the aquarium a lot, which was awesome. Yeah. The dog is ever present in this. And I thought that was Max, the dog Max. Shout out to Grinch fans out there.
I will say one thing that I thought they could have had more conversation. I literally wrote, there's so much B-roll. This movie had the end of every scene too long before they cut.
Yes.
And so much B-roll. And then they had so much montage of them walking and training with this dog, but they never, that could have been such a lovely, let's talk and learn about each other. Yes. But they were like, I don't want to write those words.
We have no more time because we've shown the exterior of this house 19 times.
And then there's other movies this weekend where they probably could have had a little more B-roll and got a little bit of dialogue.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. We
will.
What happens in the end, everybody? We only have 30 seconds left for this one. So
well, don't forget about someone's parent died.
Yeah, we do have a mom missing.
We have plenty of time for that, everybody. That's right. It's your mom alert. Dead mom alert. Dead mom alert.
So just a reminder for anyone watching at home, we are counting up all of the dead people that show up in the Countdown to Christmas and see, can it beat Die Hard? As we come into this week, we had 8. Now we have 9.
Right.
Kevin,
Die Hard.
you have started, because this was Kevin's brilliant idea.
Yeah.
There are people that are like on board for this.
There are also people that are pissed off and saying, but there's somebody, and I don't disagree with you, and I thought of this beforehand, but I was like, and I almost responded saying, it's just a bit, but
Yeah.
they said, but in Die Hard, those people die on camera. And I'm like, all right. I mean, we've seen people die on camera in Hallmark movies, but man, it's rare, and I don't want to.
No, I don't think we're comparing. No, we're not comparing.
It's a body count when the credits roll.
Yes.
Is what I'm looking at.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they get it. It's a bit. Come on,
Yeah.
It's a bit. Die Hard Christmas movie bit.
guys. We're dumb comedians. Let us have fun.
we are very dumb. I do want to point out one more a-hole. So we have the dean of Dr. Shaw. We obviously have Chad, who is the biggest of all of them.
Yeah.
The last one to me is not the bully. So Annie is bullied by this kid.
Oh yeah.
Who thinks he does impersonations of the father being blind. It's like completely crude. And Annie smashes him with cake, and then she's basically vilified by this.
Almost like suspended.
Yeah, and Trevor has to come in, and this principal is like just the worst principal. And I was so grateful that Trevor, rather than being like, oh, I'm gonna have to talk to my daughter, was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This kid has been bullying my daughter all year, and you've done nothing. And
Honestly, like, I feel like maybe the writer, and I'd be curious, hi, please come on the show. But like, I feel like they were writing these villains very much on purpose of showing the prejudice towards any sort of difference or disability in someone's life, right? So like, the boyfriend was doing it because that's a classic trope, but then also like this boss. Yeah. And then this principal, like, they're just sending all of these things.
Not this boss.
You're a boss?
I mean,
you're not Bruce Springsteen. So that's what I thought. That was like, I see what they were doing there with like having that many villains in a movie that, like, you know, is trying to show us this person's challenges. Yes. Right. However, like, I liked that everyone had their own individual challenges. It wasn't just like, poor this guy.
Right.
That's not what disability is about.
Right. And I know Mike wants us to not talk this much about this movie. I did, again, like the Trevor.
We'll
be fine. Trevor clearly cared about Peyton enough to, you know, they had a nice conversation about her perfume. You knew that was going to come back into play. It comes back into play at a moment of crisis for him. And it was just so nice. She had, I think, already realized this was the guy for her. Yeah. But then there was the interaction between her current boyfriend, Chad, who's absent throughout the whole movie because he goes on a golfing trip. And then this was Katie, our Bechdel test failure, comes back in and shows this footage of Chad just being the biggest a-hole to Trevor with clear audio, which was
honestly, there needs to be a moment in my life where I can be like, roll the tape. Like, I don't like that happens in so many movies. And I'm like, I don't have tape of someone. I want it so bad.
The only thing that made me sad about that, because it rung very true to life, is this is a woman who was basically, I don't know that she was gaslit, but she was definitely treated horribly by this guy.
Yeah.
And she lived through it and continued with it. And it was like, and it wasn't until she saw how he treated this other person, and it felt like she had such a devalued sense of herself. And I know I'm really reading into this.
We are breaking down this movie.
It sounds like you all liked it.
We're not talking about anything else this week.
It sounds like you all like. Well, the good news is we can talk a lot shorter about this next one then. But before we get there,
give us the kiss.
I know. We need the kiss. We need the kiss first.
Wait a minute, but here's the important thing about the kiss. Who was watching the kiss? The little girl and the dog.
Yeah, that's right.
God, I love kisses in front of other people.
It sounds like you all both like this. Yes, I would remind the fans at home. I am currently skipping the Thursday evening movie. Although this week it's actually a mystery coming up, so I might watch it. But
I would recommend, but I also put the note. This is my caveat. Probably okay to build a snowman or decorate your tree while it's on.
Yeah. Fair enough. Moving on.
Got it.
Next film.
Listen, you want a good movie for Christmas? Well, we'll get to it eventually. But instead, we're going to talk about Flipping for Christmas. Friday, November 3rd at 8 p.m. It's almost Christmas when busy realtor Abigail, nobody calls her that in the entire movie, by the way.
No.
It's Abby, agrees to help her sister with the simple flip of a recently inherited home. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, co-beneficiary Beau has other plans in mind. Terrible description. Directed by Catherine Barrell, who is an actor that we absolutely love. She's from The Good Witch and A Tale of Two Christmases. Written by Brett Hurd. Has done a ton of writing, has a ton of directing credits as well. And we are in this one stars Ashley Newbraw. Mm-hmm. Newbraw, is that right? Is that right? Christmas for Keeps and Snowman's, which is maybe the best movie title I've ever heard in my life.
Snowman.
Yo, man, I got a Snowman's. And Marcus Rosner from a ton of films, including the series Ride and Christmas in Evergreen.
Really quick. That's the sister.
Yeah,
but then
that's the sister. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So
the sister was great.
Yeah, that's Beau. There you go.
Boy.
I thought the sister was great, but we breezed past the sister, but I thought she was a good actor.
She was good. Sister was fine.
I don't agree. I do not agree.
Oh no!
Not at all. I thought she had awesome green eyes. Mike and I talked about this over drinks in New York City.
I get it. You hung out without me. That's
hung out this weekend, everybody. We hung out this weekend. It was Kevin's birthday on Sunday. Yeah, we hung out on Saturday. Yeah.
I don't agree. I thought the sister was chaotic and not chaotic good. You know that word, chaotic neutral. I thought she was chaotic.
She didn't bother me.
Hey,
no,
all right, can I just
do a breakdown
since we're doing this quick? Here's what I wrote down. Okay, I wrote, "Man with child is sexy bit. I'm over it," because there was a moment where he was playing with a kid in the coffee shop, and she was oh, and I was like, again?
Classic.
Man who was rude to her.
Yeah.
First.
And then I wrote, paint fight, really? And then he painted on her boob.
He did paint on her boob.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, they just took the longest lunch break because he's like, you want to take a lunch break? How about we meet up in an hour? And then we'll take another hour for lunch.
And then they only went to the food truck because he was supporting local business or something.
And then there was
that was a plot.
Then there was a snowball fight.
It was a snowball fight.
We got the classic. I'm a woman. I don't know how to cut down a tree.
Yeah.
Can you use this? Does this picture not make it though look like she has a head injury?
She looks like. That would be me if I bang my head against the wall every time I have to watch a man reach behind a woman and teach her how to do something.
That's how you have to teach a lady to bowl. You know, you have to
talk about plot plops to this one. They had everyone. Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Listen, but I'll tell you what's not a plot plot because it's plot driven.
Oh yes.
Her mom.
Yep, there is another dead mom alert. Dead mom alert. It's the second one of the night, so it'll play twice. Dead mom alert.
Oh, wait.
Dead mom alert.
Oh, wait. Should we bring up the other one now?
Are you talking about dead Grandpa Frank alert?
Yeah.
Oh, you needed to just talk for 1 second longer to get for dead Grandpa Frank alert. Dead Grandpa Frank alert.
Here's the thing.
We're not our transitions are not that seamless, Chris. You have to understand.
I took account of how many times they said that Frank was 104 years old.
Listen,
okay,
I love it.
It was 8 times. That may not seem like a large number, but in the scale of a film, mentioning that Frank was 104 years old, not needed.
Listen, we don't need to talk much more about this. I wasn't a fan. I mean, if you guys want to, we can. No. I do want to bring up one thing that blew my mind. So, Mike, you can just cut through all this. If you can find the sign There's a moment that drove me crazy, and I understand insert shots. They are in this shot though, but it could have been inserted later. It's when they see the field of acreage, and she says, "That's like 75 acres of open land."
Yeah.
And he goes, "More like 90. Clearly, it says 90 acres, huge. And this is what she does for a living. And she can't. I know it's harder to see on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah. You can sort of see
90
it in
acre site.
There's a cut in later, though, and I didn't put that in, where they literally cut all the way into it. It says 98, and I was just like,
I don't like. I feel really bad, but also like I just don't like this dude.
Yeah.
And I didn't like this. I don't hate this lady, but like I feel like this role was like.
Yes. Do you admit, Kristen, that one?
They did kiss. They kissed everybody. They kissed.
No.
Under the
Mistletoe kiss.
Yeah.
Plop, plop, plop,
plop. That doesn't count. It doesn't count as a kiss if you're forced to do it by a weed. If a weed forces you to kiss, then I don't know. I will props to Mayor Kumar, because I like building our stable of mayors, and I do want to see like a battle royal of mayors one day.
I'm going to give props to the dude that played the annoying assistant, not the chickie babe, but the dude of like the rich dude. I'm a fan of his. He was in Winona Earp, all the seasons of that show. Yeah. And he's also like, I think he was in something last year of playing sort of like a guy.
Another like ridiculous like villain, like the guy who owned the big real estate company. Oh my god! In his black car, and he comes out and it's like a shot on his feet, as if he's like.
I wished that was a rap on her head from like a bumping into accident, and this was one of. So far this season, we've had no Christmas amnesia movies, and that's a hole in the lineup of Countdown to Christmas right now.
I'm gonna say skip it.
Oh yeah, I put a skip as well. Yep.
Yeah, it's just you can only watch so many of these in a row. Yeah. Maybe if you have never seen a Hallmark Christmas movie before,
this
is all of them, and it's just was so cliche. It was ridiculous. My wife Adrienne also hated the male lead. She was like, and we're also tired of the trope of the like. Not guy who helps everybody in the town, but like, you know,
is mean.
Does it for free, but is
mean to you. You can't sit in that chair. What?
Yeah, that was weird.
I
like the house.
It was nice.
The house was beautiful.
The house was cool, but like they also redid it dumb. I hate half painted, I don't like it.
Why would you take that wallpaper down? It was so neat.
Yeah, that was
great.
Was dumb. Well, they needed to have the paint fight, Kevin. They needed to have the paint fight. What also bothers me about everything so far that I've seen on Hallmark this season is I just want them. They have these ideas, and I just want them to have more fun with it. Maybe it wasn't this like group that could have done it, but you know what's super popular now? Like flipping house TV shows, you know? And why not like get the Property Brothers to like cameo and like make it a whole like thing where like it's all about the house, and then they just happen to fall in love, and it's done like they're shooting a reality show version of that, like Like It or Love It or something. You know what I mean? And just have way into it. Have fun. Have fun.
Is
that your idea for a thing?
I have great news. That movie exists, and it's starring Tyler Hines.
Oh,
it's just not a Christmas one.
It's not.
But I mean, like go full in.
Yes.
I mean, like shoot it like it's a reality show the entire time, and then like break off and like do things. I don't know.
Like you can pitch that too, because Benjamin Ayers, friend of the show, you should watch the interview.
Knows the Property Brothers.
Friends with the Property Brothers. So yeah,
there you go. I think it'd be funny.
Canadian brother. Speaking of Tyler Hines, then that moves us on to Saturday, November 4th.
Kristen just fixed her hair.
I was fixing my hair for no reason.
Picture. You fixed your hair for a picture of Tyler Hines, or maybe he skipped ahead in our chapters. Everybody, now to see what ours.
Yeah, we do put the chapters in, so get right to it. Home for the holidays. Best friends Naomi and Liz reconnect with high school crush Chris Silver. They never put full names.
Silver Bullet.
Yeah, Chris Silver. A complex love triangle forms, forcing them to take stock of their lives
for at least the first 15 minutes.
Yeah,
the value.
Sorry.
Oh, you're right. Directed by Jeff Beasley, director of A Kiss Before Christmas, which is the creepy Santa Claus rules one that I freaking love. A Miracle in Bethlehem, PA, which will come out at the end of the year, and written by Joey Bodkin, who wrote 3 Bath, 3 bed, 2 bath, 1 ghost, and Maple Valley Christmas with our friend.
Cool.
It's also important to note that Jeff Beasley started following us on Instagram this week. So
What?
Nice.
Janelle, I'm totally a name dropper and I don't care. We have Janelle Parrish playing Naomi. You remember her from Coyote Creek Christmas with Pavy Gravy, and Holly and Ivy, one of the few Hallmark movies in which we see death on screen, which is crazy. Pascal Lamoth Kipnis, I hope I said that right, plays Liz. She's a newcomer, as far as I can tell, with the Hallmark world. And Tyler Hines playing Crystal.
Tyler Hines.
From Letterkenny, from 3 Wise Men and a Baby, and from Kristen's.
I'm making an alert. This is my.
I'm fixing my hair because he's just.
We fixed my hat.
Boy.
Yeah.
Did you want me to talk for?
Yes, Kristen, you do it.
30 minutes.
Let's just can we all give a 1 word? Let's all give 1 word quick up front, and then Chris take it away.
Great.
I'm gonna say bizarre, and then I'll explain later. That was the first word that popped in my head. Kevin, 1 word.
I don't want to say this.
That's probably it right there.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
That's my word.
Great, Chris, take it away.
Mine is forced.
Okay, all right.
Right? No, here's the thing.
Yeah.
We know I'm a Heine, right? We know it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that we have to like every project that someone is part of, right? Did I hate this film? No. Did I feel as though the plot was forced with a lot of plot plops? Yes.
Yeah, man.
Do I love Tyler Hines? Yes.
Did that change with this movie?
No.
No. Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Correct.
They are so smart when they cast him because they're like, we've got to get this dude who's going to be someone that 2 best friends are fighting over, who is going to essentially equally be nice to, right? Because that's how they both have to think he likes them or whatever, but not in a dude way that is going to make us be like, oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Flirting with everybody. No, because he just plays so cool and so like just chill about it that I was like, you can't get mad at him, right? But then when he said he was a very vocal vegan, I got mad at him.
Oh, come on. Listen,
because it was forced. And bizarre.
There was no reason for it.
No reason.
There was Kevin.
No reason.
There was.
Listen, no. You're not wrong. I'm half joking. I really did write to his people at that point and say, "Hey, if you want to come on and talk veganism, I'm your guy." So no, it was very forced.
Yeah.
The
only reason why I think that it was like written into his thing was because of this journey that his character was going on of like who he used to be and discovering who he is. So he was like, I'm vegan now.
I know, but I felt they said it and didn't truly show it, other than he took a piece of gefilte, whatever he took.
Yeah, he ate the blocks.
Yeah, and then he took a piece of fish off of Naomi's plate when they're on a date, and she caught it, and it was like, I got to tell you, there were moments that I almost felt like, are they trying to turn him into a creep? Because they have they have a good connection. Like clearly the connection is Chris and Naomi, not Chris and Liz. And that's fine too. I almost wished that it wasn't the love triangle, but I liked that it was only because then it
went a little long.
Well, it also didn't.
It
didn't become about a guy and a girl. It became about 2 women and their relationship. And we talk about this like jokingly most of the time, but we say maybe this is the one where they don't get together. And there's something like cool about that. Like here are these 2 women that are best friends. They started a company together. They start to pull at the fabric of that, which I was like, really? Like I felt you didn't necessarily, they could have been basically starting to branch into their own direction without that. And that felt melodramatic to me.
You're talking about the whole selling thing
of the company, but even more than that, you start to find out like Liz's character wanted to go to Stanford, but she didn't get in. And then we find out, yes, she did get in, but the reason she doesn't go, like I didn't know, is it because she's scared, because she needs to be with Naomi? Was she in love with Naomi? There are all these thoughts, and then we find out, well, that was when Naomi's dad. Oh, I thought that.
I was like,
Dad alert! Dad alert! I think this is our second one, right? Dad alert! Dad alert! That brings the body count to 12.
This is a lot. It is important to mention there are 11 movies this weekend through the season. We've only counted up 10 of them, and we have 12 bodies. Wow, that's a lot.
Was it always every one last year? Because this
Mike,
like,
do you not watch all movies?
This feels wild this year. Like
it's as if they knew we were doing the Die Hard thing. And like, let's make them count. Make them count. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Here's something else that I thought we could kind of talk about, right? Yes. So, like with this movie, they come across like the popular kids, right? Back, cool. Or whatever. And what I did really actually like about that was meeting these people, because again, I like when we have an ensemble cast.
Yeah.
And what I loved that they directorial or like graphics did was like put up their like high school like
funny. That part was good. That part was funny.
Like something just nice and different.
Yeah.
And I also liked that. I don't know, like you immediately are like, oh well, I'm gonna hate these people, and then you're like, oh no, I don't hate these people.
Mike, are you able to bring up the handshake? I know it's.
Yeah, I know this is a part. This must be a part that you hated.
No, honestly. Okay. Here's my thing. What I really did like about this movie, and I wish they pulled more of this out, is that it's a lot of it is perception. And anybody who's ever gone back to a high school reunion, you have different cliques, and those cliques, hopefully in life, start to like kind of dissolve because people realize you were in a clique, very likely, because even if you're the popular kid, because you were very uncomfortable and you had to find your tribe. And those two dudes were popular. That's their handshake. I'm like, they're not cool. That's not a cool.
Right.
And then you find out Chris himself even has so many like inferior. He says, I have not inferiority complex, but I forget what
he was extremely insecure.
Extremely
insecure.
Yes.
Yeah, is what he. Yeah. But what I thought was cool was like, because there's this dynamic. It's so high school is you're put so much pressure from movies and TV, especially like of our generation growing up watching like 80s movies and early 90s movies of like, wait a minute, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, looking like and acting like, and this and that. High school is not like that now. And it's just what I liked about this was like for our generation to watch this type of movie, I was like placing myself of like, who would Chris Silver be for me in my high school experience? Who would this Chicky Babe be? And I just thought that was like fun for me, like to be putting upon this movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was their 17-year anniversary. I thought that was the most random number. I was like, just make it 20.
I think that was the bit was they come back basically every year and do this, but they don't. Liz and
right. No, I don't.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you have the Jingle Ball every year?
Yeah. I guess.
Who doesn't?
No.
It's definitely a movie that I wrote it's fine. It's
fine.
Probably worth watching. I think the dynamic between the two women is decent. That does pass the Bechdel test because they're all about and different people that interact. It's really not about like this guy liked you. This guy. It's really about like who we were when we were in high school versus who we are now. And
I think it was funny though, because like on the chat groups and stuff, people were like, Tyler was not in this enough. And I was like, y'all need to calm down. Like, that's not what this movie was about. Like, also he was in a lot of it.
I keep going back, and this is where I really want to interview like writers and directors of these films. This was a lot of this. I'm not saying this particular film. A lot of these were being filmed during the writer's strike. And you can't change. I mean, if you abide by the rules, you cannot change a word.
Right.
And like that stuff that can happen on set when you have writers on set and it's all within the parameters of WGA and whatnot. You can change things like that. This isn't working. Let's do this. Let's not. But my assumption is that they had their hands tied a little bit, and where you might be able to fix something on a day,
I'm wondering too if, and this is no diss on the writers. They're clearly pumping out a lot of these things for the effect of what is Hallmark's Christmas countdown to Christmas. Let's see how many movies we can make. Right? I wonder if some of these were like cobbled together, or like scripts that were never quite done, or ones that were rejected that are like, let's spruce this up a bit. We'll put a good actor in it. I actually thought the two women were excellent, and I was like really engaged. As silly as the things that were the bizarre, I'm going to say bizarre again. That's the things were happening. The mother wanting to move in was the bizarre plot that never got resolved.
No, she's moving in with her. She is moving in with her.
No, she's not.
No, yes, she is.
I don't think it ever got
because
resolved.
She started unpacking her house. She wasn't going anywhere, Kevin.
She was selling that stuff.
Yeah.
And then she was putting bigger stuff
But
in.
the point is, neither of us know. Both of us don't. I don't think anything happened. You both think the opposite. So clearly that wasn't resolved very well. The picture thing was bizarre. The mother of the, other woman was bizarre. This whole thing was
really bizarre.
Yeah. And then just the whole like lesson at the end was weird. It was just like, I get it, like they both settled, but to have it be for that one character that like her whole dream was just to host the Jingle Ball, and now she was settled and she could sell her company, like felt like, and that was the end. I was just like, that was bizarre. It was. I thought it was moving.
Show them in their cool dresses because
they looked very nice.
Cool. Everybody looked cool.
They looked very, very.
Yeah, love the looks, and I mean that's the I wanted more.
This scene, well, we got one more scene for this scene was weird too.
You loved it.
My uterus is on fire.
Sorry, continue.
That's coffee etiquette.
Jesus, man knows what he's doing. Tyler, you old scamp. Like,
do you think if the mom is going to stay in town, and we know Chris Silver is going to stay in town, do you think like they'll get together? I mean, that's a possibility, right?
What? No, that would be even more.
Terrible.
Maybe part two. I really enjoyed this. I'll give my first quick review. I thought this was actually engaging and interesting. I was like, the bizarre things didn't bug me until the final like moment when nothing was resolved and it sort of was a bizarre ending. I was super into it, I think, because of the acting. But then the movie ultimately, again, do it like they set it up perfectly in the beginning with It's a Wonderful Life, right? Like, oh, he got to redo things. How was this one not? It didn't have to be magical necessarily, or it could have been. But why not replay that? Like, they have to replay moment, and they sort of did by having the prom, but it just wasn't enough of that. Like having to relive their high school again and make choices again. It was bizarre things like veganism and will my mother move and live?
Yeah, that too many plot pops for it to be. That's why I'm saying fourth. Because like I still enjoyed it, and I probably will watch it again because GD Tyler Hines in his cardigans. So like and that brown suit.
Oh, it was an awesome suit. Yeah, it was an awesome chocolate, if you will.
Chocolate suit.
Then my birthday, November 5th, 8 o'clock.
Wait, no, actually, I have my favorite scene from this movie, Kevin. I didn't have one for the first one. Yeah, so we were talking about the dresses that they were in, their beautiful dresses, and so my favorite scene is when they see each other at the high school reunion dance in their beautiful dresses.
Yeah, of course.
Romy can dance with us.
Sure.
Oh, there's Tyler Hines.
There's Tyler Hines. He's wearing a similar kind of suit, and that's the most we can show with how Kevin.
I hope that dress was under that brown suit that Tyler was wearing.
Alan Cummings was like 14 in that, so
yeah. Anyway, sorry.
That was a great. It was a great moment, you know. And then the big dance, so good.
Yeah.
But we had one more movie.
Then it was my birthday.
Oh, this is why we're all dressed up, everybody.
The Santa Summit. I've read this when Chris and I did the preview. I'm going to read it again. I'll try and be fast. It's very long, the synopsis, but it's worth it. It's time for the annual Santa Summit, in which revelers put on Santa suits and hop around designated locations in town to eat, drink, and be merry. Three best friends decide to go together. Jordan, a recently dumped art teacher, looking to cut loose. Ava, a shy woman hoping to run into her crush. And Stella, a Christmas cynic with no interest in the Santa Summit whatsoever. At the start of the night, Jordan meets and bonds with Liam, but doesn't get his name before getting separated and lost in a sea of Santas. Hold on. It's not done yet. This is their description.
It's still more.
As the night progresses, the hijinks ensue. Amidst the chaos, celebration, and sea of Santas, they all find what they're looking for. Christmas spirit, potential romance, and a strengthened bond of friendship. Directed by new friend on Instagram, Jeff Beasley. I forgot to tell you. He also which makes the last movie that much more whatever. But written by Russell Hainline, who did In Merry Measure. We have Hunter King from A Royal Corgi Christmas. We have Benjamin Hollingsworth from Another Christmas Coincidence. I am going to go through more of the people because this is a true ensemble.
This is ensemble. Yeah.
We have Amy Groening from We Wish You a Married Christmas. Stephanie Sy from A Christmas Cookie Catastrophe. And I could go on to people like Rodrigo Belafis, who played Freddie, Eric Athavel, who played Dasher, which I got to tell you, stole every scene he was in.
So good.
Adam Kurtig, who played Ben, and a cameo with Niall Mater as DJ Ginger.
We got those pictures. They're coming up.
Yeah.
They're coming up. Yeah. Well, let's look at the friends first.
Oh.
I just, before we even get into it, that her outfit on the right.
Yes, with the cape. She owned that cape.
Perfect for character too. Like, because they're all so quirky. And there's a show on NBC called AP Bio, and they reminded me of the teachers in AP Bio. They were just all such personalities, and they all owned who they were. It was there's AP Bio. It was so enjoyable. I love Ava, man. I mean, she's such a.
I fell in love.
I did too. I was like, oh my God. And just.
I kept going back and forth between the three of them, actually. I fell in love with them equally at different moments.
Because there was because each of them had such a fun quirkiness to them. The moment I found out that Ava LARPed on the weekends, I was like, oh no, we're going to get married. And then look at that. Look at the work. I was in love.
And then also the hatred in the back, also great.
So good. Yep. Oh my God.
Her Lord of the Rings constantly bring up pop culture, and it was so good.
I just feel like the three of them must have had so much fun shooting this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I'll say this went to the top of my list. This is my number one so far.
Number one. It's number one, everybody. It's our number one.
Again, dude, it's so difficult to do what they did, which is it's not all one location because they do go basically bar hopping, but it's basically one location. The whole thing is one little world. It all happens in one night.
One day.
It's such an enjoyable movie.
I got excited by that at the top. I was like, wait. I know. This is all going to be in a span of 8 hours. I was like, I love that kind of movie.
The scene where you see Ava, or not Ava, rather, you see, oh man, I usually write all the names down and I didn't. The
Stella?
No, the female, the lead, not Chloe. There's so many names this week. Jordan, yeah. When Jordan first interacts with, it's not Trevor in this one. What's his name in this
one?
Liam, thank you. Kristen, I
Good job. Good job.
There it is. They spoke so fast, and there was so much information, and it was all so charming. And I was like, I just want them to get together right now.
Yeah.
And actually the best part of that conversation was it was a little over the top, but they addressed it multiple times. They're like, I can't believe he said this. He said it's okay because we're never going to see each other again. You just say stuff like that. And so I totally believe that, and I, as someone who knows about SantaCon in New York City, first, the people weren't drunk enough during this movie. That was my only complaint.
That's the only thing.
But that would totally happen. They would be drunk a little bit and kind of sharing their feelings a little more. I think that's very believable.
When is SantaCon, Mike?
Around December, the beginning of December. I think it's right after Thanksgiving. We black it. We try to ignore it.
Terrible.
It's a terrible event. So it was funny that this movie made it so joyful. It's a terrible.
I feel like everyone that's been is like, oh my gosh, what a lovely event.
What's this? You'll find true love. You should totally do it. Go to,
Now, for anyone who's watching this, and this is based on a real thing they do that started in New York. They used to just meet down in the West Village and would just go bar hopping. It probably started off a little closer to this, and now it's just turned into drunken hundreds and hundreds of drunken college kids.
A lot of property damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They do raise money for charity, so not a knock on the organization, but the actual people that go.
The people that do it, because I mean, back in 2002 when I worked at the Gap on 34th Street, the Santas would come in and just mess stuff up.
Yeah.
And I was like,
their elves will fix it. It's fine. There was not an unlikable character in this entire movie.
Do you
No.
know who
Should we see
might
some
have been
other
my
guys?
favorite beside
Is
Dasher?
it one of these two? Is it one of these two?
Well, maybe.
No. Okay.
Everybody, dude,
No.
Do you have a picture
Cool. Let me see.
of the Christmas tree?
Oh, the Christmas tree was so good. We do have a Christmas picture of the Christmas
yeah, I was gonna say, I know I
I'll
do.
talk about the
Please.
tree guy while I
That
Oh, right.
tree, like there was a moment where like it tried to get in Dasher's like
It was
thing.
awesome. Yeah.
I was like, stop. This
Yeah,
is the best
it was
thing
good.
I've ever seen in my life.
There
And
he
the
is.
fact that we never saw who was under it.
You know who it was?
Who?
Tyler Hines.
Yeah.
No, it would have been funny. It was a missed opportunity for a cameo there, but we
Yeah.
do have this cameo, which Kevin loved. I feel like. So.
Yeah. But I love that the tree's up there with it.
Of course.
I know.
Of course.
I know.
Um,
And
yeah.
then, of course, Dasher. So good.
Oh my god.
I think the beauty of this film is that as goofy as the characters were, they all are very, very heartfelt. They all have hopes and desires that they all hold on to throughout the movie.
Yep.
The one character I thought was going to be not a problem, but I was like, okay, you got to have this guy. It was his brother. And
he came
so
around real quick.
immediately. Yeah. It was basically like, look, my brother's happy and I love my brother and I'm going to support him.
Cute.
And it was immediate. And it was just like, this movie is just.
I have a
joy.
younger brother who is exactly like Liam, and I
Aw.
would be this older brother trying to be like, let's be serious. But I think we have so it was cute to see that relationship spin.
Yeah.
He's like, no, we're finding you this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care about him. And he wasn't losing any business. I've said this before. I hate in movies where they give up something to like do something else. Like these guys were fine. They were all going to hire them for their
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah, the business. He even says to the guy, "Can I call you Monday?" And the guy
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was cute. It was fun.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I did. And folks, we had our first Christmas tree lighting of the season. We got to see,
It's true.
which is like, that's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
We even got a little countdown. And oh my God, can we
The
ask
gingerbread house at the end was
the gingerbread?
So
Like,
good. I didn't see it coming, and my wife's like,
I
"Really?"
didn't-
no.
I didn't
always
see
thought
that
I was.
coming because I forgot that was like a part of the silent disco. But also, do silent discos exist?
They should.
Yeah.
It's
So you
awesome.
don't know about that?
No. I mean,
Oh my
Chris and I
gosh.
aren't as hip as we look. Mike.
No.
We do them at the comic. I work for a Comic-Con company. We do them a lot because they're great because they're not noisy. You can do them during the day. You don't do them for like the night party, but they're amazing. And what you normally do, and the only thing, my only weird pet peeve was they had different color. You usually do 3 different channels, and people switch channels. They had they were doing red and green, I think, just for Christmas.
Yeah.
But technically, those people should have been listening to different music. But that's
Gotcha.
minor. Yeah, you usually put a live DJ on one, and then like a track on another one, like Christmas sing-alongs on another one. So people like compete to see what like station they're listening to. It's super fun. I recommend it.
I think it's really cool. Like
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
what? Can I do this? Like I loved it. And I thought that made it such a fun bit at the end when Ava expressed her love, and then Stella's just like, I'm really happy for both of you.
So great.
Stella,
Ava is my favorite. I love them all. Stella's another character that so easily because she was negative, but she was negative in the most hilarious and positive ways always. That her character was so strong that every time she was on camera, I was drawn to her. As much as Ava was very clownish and in all the best ways, the character of Stella was so good, man.
We did this with my wife and her 2 best friends, and my wife is the Stella character. She would be very like, this is annoying, this is stupid, why are we doing this? But ultimately have fun at the end. So
is that what your wife was saying when we were hanging out in New York? She was like, can we go? Can we go?
No, not
I don't want to be here.
A good time,
I don't like birthdays.
He's the best.
That's a good point. I feel like I might be the Ava in a group.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the Ava or the Christmas tree?
Or
Honestly, I'm a Christmas tree. I just pop up. You don't know.
Listen, we could talk and talk, but mine just keeps coming back to, there you go.
There it is.
So great.
It was a great final kiss.
Good kiss. Also, like we had multiple kisses. Here's something I loved. Stella might start dating Freddie, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Or he may have just inspired her.
Yeah.
Don't care that I don't know.
I love it.
Maybe
that
they'll
was the
tour
best.
together. Doesn't matter.
I'm glad they didn't kiss because then it would have been like too many things. You know what I mean?
If they would have had all 3 couples kiss on stage, I would have been like, that ruined this movie. And the fact that they didn't, loved it.
Hey, everybody. Also, our body count stands at 12, everyone.
No one died.
No one died.
I don't know. I guarantee
didn't speak about
someone
them.
died on that sledding slope,
No,
and they
yeah.
just didn't tell us.
The reason nobody died is Dasher will always get you there safe and sound.
It was so
$4.
good. It was so
$4. But it should have been
$4.
$2. I want my $2.
No
Number one.
Better off
Number
there.
one. Number one so far.
Number one.
Honestly, my only thing was the middle of it when they moved away from the fun and the tomfoolery and had a couple, like when they were not eating pizza but ordered pizza,
not eating pizza,
and
yes.
reiterating it got a little it got hallmarked up a little bit in the middle.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, we were having so much fun. I wish
Right.
Asher like took them from spot to spot. Like he should have been in the
Yes.
entire time.
The whole- yeah.
There should have been more fun. It just like from the cookies and the pizza were just, I was like, oh, you're dragging. It was so close to perfect.
When her ex-boyfriend showed up too, it was
Yeah,
like,
that didn't need to happen at all.
yeah.
There were
I
a
agree.
couple Hallmarky moments where I was like, ooh, you almost had a perfect fun movie here. And then
But honestly,
otherwise,
that
it was
was like
no.
I don't even think twice about it. I
I'm
would
gonna watch
watch
it again and maybe again.
You want to see my favorite scene? This is, of course, one of the stops along the Santa Summit Trail, or the Santa.
I know what this is. This is
Santa
gonna be my
Con
favorite
movie. This is Central Park during Santa Con. Oh, that's just real Santa Con, everybody. That's actually what happens.
I thought you were going the night before. I was waiting for a night before.
Oh,
this was not one scene you could put into this show.
This movie was a bit of a trigger for me because of what happens in New York, especially as a bartender. Anyway,
you know what it felt like, because we in Philly have the pub crawl on St. Patty's Day.
Oh, that's the worst. The Aaron Go
Aaron
bus.
Express.
That's what it is. Yeah,
Aaron Express, and it's literally the Santa Summit, but with drunken Philadelphians. That no one, I guarantee, none of those people are Irish.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, we're doing pretty good, everybody, but we have a little more time left in this episode.
What are you talking about? Hot guys!
Hot guys! It's time for everybody. For the section of the week. Hallmark Holiday
Wow, that was a long
Well, it's a Heinz week, Heine week, so.
Heine week. Listen, folks, we're going to talk about some hot dudes, okay?
Hot dudes.
We're going to rate them 1 out of 10 Heinies. And we can only go to 10. So we're going to start off strong with our sweet friend Ben Mel. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry, Ben.
It's hard, Kristen, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So I'm going to start with Kevin on this one. Kevin, 1 out of 10 Heinies.
I can keep this one nice and tight and give a 7.5 because if you can say you smell very nice without sounding creepy, which he did,
I like
7.5.
True. Michael.
I didn't watch this one, so I will abstain with the NA. But I just looking at his lovely smile and knowing what he's gone through, and I'm gonna watch this movie, I think, because of him. So that's we'll watch movie. But
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So like, here's the thing that's tricky about this. I saw him in You, season 3.
Yeah.
And he plays this amazing gay librarian, and him and his partner are adorable, or him and his husband rather. So like, I feel bad. I had this like preemptive thing of like, this man is gay, because I'd only see, when like you watch Harry Potter and you're like, that's Harry Potter in a horror movie. Like, I felt like that's what I did a little bit. Yes.
What a comparison. Yeah.
I just want to point out that I saw Harry Potter on stage this weekend, and Merrily We Roll Along on Broadway. So
thank you. We
going.
get it. It was your birthday.
It was awesome.
Anyway, so I just had to like let go of like, this man is not gay. This man is not gay. So I'd struggled with that.
Sure.
But he's adorable. He was cranky at first, so I got a little, he's not getting a super high score.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a solid 6 because
he doesn't. Good, actually, that's pretty.
He doesn't get my motors
Yeah.
Revving, but he's got a sweet, look at that smile. He's got a really good smile.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like Mike will watch.
I think so. It sounds nice. You guys talk.
Second up, oh boy. Second up, I'm going to start, fellas. I'm going to start because Kristen, the fans at home know that Kristen doesn't like a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She likes someone that's like gonna not be too good looking or too what the world says is good looking. And this man, to me, is what someone would draw if someone was like, draw a good looking dude.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do anything for any of myself. Also, his character was sort of rude for most of the film. He
To her, nobody else, just
to her for no reason. Like from the moment they met, he was like, "I'm gonna be a dick."
Yeah.
And like, he got what he wanted because he's getting the bed and breakfast. You know what I mean? Like,
good point.
And he's like, I help everyone in town. I talk to small children at cafes. I don't know. He gets a 3.
3. Yeah. That's what
Listen, I'm not much better than that, to be honest with you. I had a moment. Well, I don't put this on him so much, but when the shopkeep had the 10-minute sign, I'll be back in 10-minute sign, and he couldn't simply tell Ava, hey, yeah, she went. She'll be back in like 2 minutes now, because that's all she wanted to know is how long ago she the sign. And it's not even cute, and he even kind of alludes to it not being cute. My problem is when the woman comes back, who is the shopkeep, she goes, "Thanks for keeping an eye on the store," and it's like, you lock the door and you put up a sign. He didn't do a thing.
He did nothing. He was useless the entire film.
He existed. He might have gotten just a 5 if it wasn't for the fact that he's divorced without it. I would have given him the sympathy points if his wife was dead, but he was divorced. So
yeah, sorry.
4.5.
4.5. I'm right. I'm kind of in between both of you. I rank the character was low. But if I'm gonna objectify him, he's got nice dimples. He's got very nice hair. He's got very nice eyes. So I know, Kristen, but some people probably think so I'm gonna give him 4.1. 4.1.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't going too high there. I just.
You scared me there.
I know. Like, sorry. I have to go back and see. I feel like I want to check my other scores too because I have no point of reference at all. No. All right, drum roll, please.
You fixed my hair.
There he is.
Okay, so listen. 1 out of 10 heinies. This rating system is based off of this treasure of a human being right here.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the character from this movie, I believe. Isn't that what we say all the time?
Yeah, the character.
Yes, we do. So I'll start with Mike, please.
Okay, I'll start. I'll try to set the bar.
Yeah,
if you will. We all know Tyler Hynes is great in all these movies. And I think actresses elevated this film a little bit from what it was.
Yeah.
But he was the character's bizarre choice.
Yeah.
The stealing fish thing. He bought 2 pitchers of beer and nobody drank it.
Nobody drank them?
Yeah.
Yeah. The glove on the shoe for stabilization or the foot for stabilization. All of his moves were bizarre. He flirted like weirdly equal with both girls, I thought in the beginning, and then just arbitrarily picked one in my like sort of. So I'm going low for Heine this week. He always gets a 10, so I have to go down to a 7.9. I'm so sorry.
Listen,
right. I'm sorry.
Who's up? Me or
yeah,
Kristen?
you're up because
Kristen, you might want to pick up your hat so you can throw it again.
What is wrong with you people?
Listen, if this is not if we're playing by the rules of the character.
I know
Tyler is awesome.
Yes,
he was one of the very first people that came on Remark.
Yes.
And he was incredibly sweet.
So nice.
I'm not even going to get into stories, but he's just been such a good dude to us. So like I love the guy. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this character. Chris is going to try and this is almost like a debate. Chris is going to try and poison you with this awesome suit. Yeah, it was so great. He was weird. There were weird choices. I'm not saying Tyler. I'm just saying like for that character.
Yeah.
First of all, if you're a vegan and the thing that breaks you is fish, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's a personal thing. I'll tell you right now.
It would be a burger. It would be a burger, right? Or something like that.
That would be like wings or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe shrimp, I will say. If it was shrimp, but it wasn't. I love this guy. I'm lower than Mike.
Do it.
I'm a 7.
Okay, not crazy.
And I love Tyler Hynes. There she goes. This is the last episode of Remark, by the way. We lost it forever.
Oh, you
walked all the way around the world.
That was amazing.
She tried to Superman it, make the world go backwards.
I wonder if we can. Is there a way that we can? No, I don't think there is.
I can't believe I can't.
I want to somehow just make Kristen big with now.
I can't. This
Get
is
rid of us.
good.
Should we turn off our cameras? What happens if I turn off my camera?
Turn off your camera. Here you go. This is. Here you go. She can still hear it. She can still hear us. All right, let's get you a better 2-shot here.
Listen.
There you go. All right, go for it.
Folks at home.
Go for it.
Mike and I have been fired.
I fired Mike and I fired Kevin. It's just me and Tyler now on the show. And my co-host, Tyler Hines, gets a 7,035,000.
7,000,007.
Listen, we almost said the same number minus the 1,035,000. I said 7. Why?
But here's okay. He wore a blue cardigan.
Is this right? Is that how you write 7,035,000?
He wore this brown suit. At one point, the man had a tool belt on because he makes tea boxes. Wooden tea boxes.
Not wooden cell phone cases, but wooden tea boxes.
I'm a tea drinker, so I'm in. Okay.
All right.
Also, every time he left one of them, he touched them on their shoulder and was like, okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah, that's a classic, bizarre, weird move, though.
It is a weird move.
Also, like, okay, there was a guy in high school that I was in love with. I'll out myself because I am married now, and I'm sure that this lovely person is probably still lovely. His name was Brian Regera. And
should we even just take Tyler off here? And do you want the whole, there you go.
I loved Brian so much. I even got to drive him home from school one day.
Wow.
But I don't think he saw who I actually ever was. Well, here I am, Brian. I host a show where I rate men.
Yeah.
And I give Brian Regera a 10.
Wow. I was gonna add Brian on there, but okay, I think we're out of time for that person.
We're out of time for this.
But we got one more guy. Oh,
that's right.
No. This cutie
name?
patootie.
His name, Cutie. Listen, this Santa suit does something for me. All right, my jingles are belling.
Whoa.
Okay?
Whoa. Take it away.
So his name is Benjamin Hollingsworth.
Yeah.
And from the moment we met him, I'll start this one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a pretty high score because he's very handsome.
Yeah.
I love his whisper of a beard.
Mm-hmm.
I also love that every time he put a Santa hat on, for some reason, there were like these whispers of like hair out of his hat.
Good job, wardrobe.
In not like an obnoxious way, right?
Yeah. No.
But like, oh my God, why this Santa suit did something for me.
Yeah.
So even the beard, but even him talking to her when he first met her, he's just a good human being and remained good the whole time, was funny and charming. I'm going to give this dude a 9.
Ooh, nice. High score.
Yeah.
I can go quick. I really liked him. I thought the movie was cute. I thought he was cute. Thought he was super nice and genuine the entire time. I'm saving my high scores, I think, for later in the season, but I'm going to go 8.7. 8.7.
Yeah. So you're saving your high scores, but you still went 8.7.
No, but this was my favorite movie so far. So I think I got to give him a high score.
Okay.
I thought I gave this to him. Maybe I didn't. I loved him too. I thought he was awesome. He was so charming for the first time we saw him. When he's looking for his missing Santa, he goes to such extremes and does such goofy things. There's a moment where he's dancing on the dance floor and he turns and takes a cowboy hat off of a woman that is clearly not her. Just in case, and looks and then puts it back and he's just like, I do. It's so great. He's like, no, that's not. He's so great. He's so desperate, and he gets an 8.5. So.
Yeah.
Nice. Pretty good.
Well, those were some hot dudes.
Hot dudes.
There will be more hot dudes. We have gotten through 11 movies with 12 bodies. I had to lower my register. Next week.
Oh wait! Happy birthday!
Oh, you're in the wrong one.
Hot dudes.
Next week, we'll get to that. You want to do this?
This is the order you put them.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook. Obviously, here on YouTube, we are Remark the Show. If you follow us on Instagram, you can see things like this where Kristen wished me a happy birthday. So nice. And who said happy birthday, Kev? Victor Webster.
Thank you, Victor.
I'm on the show.
I was so excited. Speaking of Victor Webster, next week, good segue this way then.
There you go.
We have Mystery on Mistletoe Lane with Victor Webster on Thursday, November 9th. Yeah, that one looks good. Fun. It's a true mystery. Chris, next week we'll talk about it. I'm so curious to see what you think of the fonts and the style design of that poster for Everything Christmas on Friday, November 10th. Saturday, November 11th, we have Christmas Island with friend Andrew Walker. I got to tell you, when I first read this, I was like, but when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, so I'm looking forward to it.
So I asked him if he's shirtless because he's on an island, and I assumed it would be like a Pavy Gravy moment. And Andrew wrote back and said, "Sorry, no shirtless."
Yeah, well, we can dream, and maybe that was a tease, and he is. He just
maybe.
That's how they get off the island.
Yeah.
And Heidelberg Holiday on Sunday, November 12th. So
that one,
those movies,
I think it looks nice.
That one looks identical to like the one that was like 2 years ago, where like she went and was gonna like her friend was the what?
Christmas in Vienna, that one?
Yeah. It looks like identical to that.
You're right.
So I'm like, I hope it's different. I hope it's different. Yeah.
Well, we will see. So.
I'm excited for 2 of those at least next week. Yeah.
I've been nervous. On Sundays have been winning for me so far. Sundays have been my favorite films.
Yeah, interesting this year.
Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like Saturdays are a little forced. It's the word forced, which I feel like Christmas Island. We love Andrew Walker. Feels like it could be a little bit. It's going to be a lot of airplane jargon. You know what I mean? And then,
God, I hope so.
And then Fridays feel like the generic one always, which this one looks like. It's like, it looks like So whereas Sundays have been interesting in some way.
Yeah, they've been throwing different ones at us, and that is making the older Hallmark fans so angry.
Oh, please, who cares? But if you care, you can email us as well at remarktheshow@gmail.com. Tell us, Kristen, how dare you talk about the Remark or the Hallmark fans or the Remark fans.
Whatever. They know it. It's fine.
Or how dare you rank Tyler Hines so low in your scoring? So,
well, the movie, he got him.
No, I mean him. He should have been like in the billions, clearly.
Oh, I see.
The billions.
Billion. Your hair looks nice.
Thanks, guys. I did my hair for the show.
Let me show you how to cut a tree down.
It's been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching cheesy holiday movies. You think that you're above them, but you know that you love them. So get ready to listen. Now here comes Kevin and Kristen. Oh yeah.
We should cut a new this thing. Come on, don't call bells.
Sorry.
Don't even call bells.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
The thing is beautiful.